July 17th, 2021. If you can hear the sound of my voice, then you know we are in the building of Flowhio Studios with Serge Gotti, producer extraordinaire on the ones and twos. And as usual, we get technical difficulties before we even get started.
Really?
Come on, Reggie.
You can hear the sound of my voice. You are listening to His, Hers, and Ours, a real-life couple having a real-life conversation with real-life friends. I am your co-host, Solomon Davis, and as always, joined by
his beautiful host, the main thing here, Shannon Royal Davis.
Sorry, I had to pause. I wasn't prepared for that one.
Yeah, because you know I am. But anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, we're glad you guys are listening to us again, joining us. Our loyal listeners that are back, that have given us positive feedback, comments throughout the weeks. We are on episode number 15. I want to say last week was amazing with our clinical professionals, Miss Fakila, Miss Selena. I mean, they did an extraordinary job. The feedback we've gotten from that episode has been tremendous.
Absolutely.
The people that responded back to the merch hit me up in the DM for details.
It was only one person. It probably was his dad, but go ahead.
It sound like it's gone.
Probably his dad.
It's hot. It's banging.
It's probably his dad.
As y'all see, jersey number 2 is in full effect. Now, hit me up in the DM if y'all want to get down with it.
Jersey number 2 is pretty nice. I do. I won't lie. I kind of like it. I saw it. I was like, yeah, he did well with this one. It's still, yeah, it is what it is.
So for the couples also, we got some exciting news coming up pretty soon with some His, Hers, and Ours merch that might help you out a little bit.
We do?
Hey, you know,
don't be trying to steal my... Okay, so yeah, all right. I'm going to let you have it, but okay, yeah, absolutely.
We'll announce that later on, but what's going on with you?
Not much. Excited. It's been one of those weeks. First off, I've been home with a kid, stuck out of school due to people, COVID or whatever. And I think that's just becoming a norm, for life in general.
Female toddler extraordinaire, Royal Davis.
She the princess, remember? But anyway, so she goes back to school on Monday. I'm happy I can stop drinking in the evenings. But other than that, it's been very well. Can't complain. But I'm excited about today's show and how it's going to jump off. I'm mad because you're on black people time, but it's going to be all right.
Hey, black people are starting to control the world. Black lives matter now.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to need you to matter about this time, but let's roll.
So we got two guests with us today. The team captain, Mateen Solomon, is in the building. Mr. Reginald Gray.
The team of 3.
Yes.
Team of 3.
Team of 3.
Right, go
That's
ahead.
all right. The big 3.
Whatever.
The big 3.
Yeah, y'all are like the team with Lamar. And
Damn.
Go ahead.
All right. And then also joining us today, I have someone who is very close, near and dear to both Shannon and I. Shannon's sister, my sister-in-law, international education extraordinaire, Miss Shantae Roy.
Hello. I'm happy to be here, everybody.
All right.
That's
Look,
what's
you
up.
put on her, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood voice. Okay.
Can you be my neighbor?
Right.
All right. But before we get started, man, R.I.P. to the homie Biz Marquis.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just me as a Biz. Just one of them things that when I got into hip hop as a kid, Biz Marquis with Friends was just one of the songs that I was introduced to hip hop by. So, it was a kind of a sad moment a couple weeks ago when the rumors started spreading and then to get the official announcement on yesterday. But like I say, R.I.P. to the hip hop legend Biz Marquis.
Yes, absolutely.
And if you don't mind, I want to start off the first segment following up with what we did last week with Selena and Fakila, since we were speaking about mental health, and then the big episode that happened this week with Richard Sherman.
Absolutely. Let's jump off in this.
And so, shout out to my man Richard Sherman, who has been an advocate for black athletes taking ownership of their careers, not having an agent, always negotiating his own contract, Stanford graduate, doing things pretty much the right way for most of his career. And, who knows what demons this man has been battling with. I don't want to say it or put it in the atmosphere, but, it is a fact. He could be battling some CTE right now, and that's not a conversation that's being discussed. A lot of black athletes, black NFL athletes have shown that they aren't getting fair treatment when it comes to the NFL diagnosing them with CTE. And, I think what's going on with Richard Sherman right now should be brought to the forefront because a lot of these athletes are dealing with that type of trauma. Who would think that a man who was a Super Bowl champion, that was known as one of the greatest players at his position for an era, now at 34, 35 years
33.
old, 33 years old,
Yeah.
Would be battling depression and, alcoholism and what have you. And it's just, it's mind-boggling to me.
No, I think, let's take it even one step further. The fact that when you have your wife on the phone and when we call 911, and I say black and brown people, you have to plead with them to please don't shoot him. Mm-hmm. He's unarmed, but he is having a mental breakdown. The fact that you have to do that lets you know the level and high alert that we are on as a community, as a group, as a race. That's great. That's alarming that you have to beg them to please don't shoot. And then to even go further, that 911 caller, she owed me 5 minutes. That's all I'm going to say. She owed me 5 minutes. The 911 operator, I should say, I'm sorry. If you listen to the tone of the call, I guess, I know I'm going to give her a break because I know 911 operators listen to a lot of calls, and most of the people that call them are in a panic or in distress. But the tone in which she was talking to this lady, it kind of took me back. And I don't know if you all have had an opportunity to listen to the 911
I heard
call.
the wife portion of the call. I don't remember the call. The
operator was like, well, hold on. Is it? Then she started asking for his birthday and all this other stuff. I've never had no call.
Yeah,
you asked for everything but his blood type. I've never heard anybody ask. She said, he's Richard Sherman, ma'am. And, he's a professional athlete. This is what she said to him. What's his birthday? What the hell has that got to do with anything?
Yeah, but again, if you get a name, and the more information the police officer has going up there, they could type in the name, date of birth, bam, more information comes up.
But he's never had any 911 calls, so what information you going to get other than what you going to get?
They don't know that until they put in the information.
Right. Even if they put it in. If they put Shannon Royal, you know how many Shannon Royals there are? I know his name is really nice.
Yeah, but
it's a lot. But even if you
going back to the date of birth, and they put in the information, there's no history of any violence here. There's no history of this.
Right, and that's what the wife expressed.
Yes, what I'm saying is, going back to the phone operator's position, they're doing their job by asking these specific questions.
Right, but she wasn't even listening to what the lady was like. I need you to listen to the call first.
Okay. Well, again,
I'm saying with her and her because it's on DL Hughley did post it, but it was the fact that she was cutting the lady off, ma'am, if you just wait a minute and doing all. I was like, yo,
like me on the phone.
Yeah, but you ain't on the 911. you better not be talking to me like that, ma'am. What office are you located at? But it's just the fact that it's the climate that we live in where we have to stress specifically when dealing with our black men and black women that we have to say, please don't shoot them. Please don't hurt them. They're unarmed. Now, they may be, in a bit of distress or whatever, but you do the same thing you do to a person, a white person. Talk them down. Use your calm voice. But the fact that I have to call you like that, and this man is at the age of 33 at a peak, in peak condition, for the most part, and you have to do that, it's alarming.
And one of the things that I want to make sure that is out there, when this lady calls 911 and then after the incident happens makes her open statement with her attorney, she made it perfectly clear that she was not harmed. Mm-hmm. Their children were not harmed. It was safe. I wasn't there. I don't know what kind of activity was taking place, but for them to bring in a K-9 unit,
right?
He
didn't want to walk over there, so they sent a fighter over there to get him now.
But still, to have to take the man to the hospital afterwards because of injuries he sustained from the K-9?
But he wasn't coming willingly either now.
That's a little bit.
No, it's not.
No,
it's
not.
Because
normal.
If you see the video of him banging on the damn door, how he's acting.
Yeah, and was that her ring?
That could have been a lot worse than what happened.
It was the ring, and the way he bammed on it was shaking the ring on the door so you could see it.
What was he yelling?
He was like, "Come on through, then.
Yeah,
come on out." What you
said?
I was like, "Whoa, yo!" And I think he had gotten into a bit of a tussle, like an altercation with either her uncle and her dad was like trying to intervene or something. But you know that stuff. You know, no one's there, so you're not gonna get the full. Like we weren't there. But what she was describing, it sounds, you know, to be something of just a domestic dispute, like somebody fell out in spades. I'm just gonna throw that out there. But
Shout out Uncle Mark.
so it looked that way, but I'm sure it wasn't, and it's far more serious than what we're giving it. You know, giving details for. So I'm sure. But I get your point. And right now, it feels weird to have to say, you know, like, you know, Richard Sherman at that age. And, you know, he's one of the Player Association executives, vice president. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, he's of sound mind normally, but you don't know, like, the injury that he's dealing with or what took him out. And, like, he's had a rough, like, year and a half, I guess, 18 months, even with COVID and all of that stuff. You don't know their mental condition and what they're used to. You know, he's used to being able to perform, and right now he's a free agent. So you don't have a home, per se, in that regard. But to be able to have those moments right now, he's maybe dealing with a bit of depression.
Right.
And he may, you know, I'm sure he's going to seek therapy now if he hadn't before.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we need those self-checks.
Gotcha. So
Yeah,
prayers go out to my man Richard Sherman, and hope that you got anything you want to add?
No, I was just saying in general, the pandemic itself, being away from your family, don't understand what's going on, and then everybody expects you to just jump in
And
to
everything
something,
back to normal.
and everything is normal. No, life is not normal wearing a mask every day, all day.
Right. And you can speak from that perspective of, you know, being away from your family, because you've been in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, aka for those of y'all who don't know where that's at. But anyway.
The capital of Dubai.
Yes. So you've been away for like 4 years, and you left at a time where, you know, our father had passed away, and so things just started happening really fast. And you had gotten accustomed to your life over there and coming back and forth, being able to travel freely. So when the pandemic hit for you, I know it hit like a different mental space. Like, how did that do?
It hit differently because America is totally different. And we had lockdown, real lockdown, where your phone go off at a certain time every night. You have to be inside the house. If not, you getting fined, you going to jail. Anything can go over there. And then also on top of getting fined, we have to get a COVID test every 14 days. PCR in the nose. So I can't even tell you how many, it's been over 30 that I have taken since August of 2020. So it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. And then the times you have to be in the house, you have to be in the house at 9 o'clock. And it's hot. So all day you're in the house because it's too hard to go outside.
And yours was legit like lockdown for real. Like I can remember the videos when you was like, look at this, and you're showing me where neighbors across the street, everybody on their patio just banging on stuff, like making noise just to kind of communicate.
Say, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, because
we in
you're
this together.
Absolutely isolated. And I know that took a toll, because for us to be home and we're here,
and we get to see y'all on social media, and y'all just
living life
normal. You in the restaurant.
I had COVID it up,
and we're just like, are you serious?
Right.
We literally on lockdown, and then when the restaurants do open up, forward to a seat. Oh no, you gotta sit down. Like security is real in the restaurant.
Okay.
right?
So,
But that'll explain how you all didn't have such a high like count for like the volume wasn't as high with
It
COVID
was
because
high.
y'all shut down. Not like Florida.
no, not like Florida, not
Florida
like
was like
America.
a whole nother country.
But
Florida
it
and New
was
York.
high.
Well,
It was very high.
depended, you know, what was going on. I mean, what? You got Super Bowl in Tampa? Let's open up.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
It
shut it
was
right back
before
down.
that. Look, before
Oh,
that, it
and
was
we
lit.
had
Miami was
restrictions,
open.
too. We couldn't have more than 10 people at your house. If you had 11,
Oh, they
everybody
had
getting a
that too.
fine.
But we was seeing like house parties with the strippers, you know, because they needed their money too. Lights still had to be paid.
Shout out to Paul Pierce.
So it was a lot. It just was different because you're used to like a unit. You know, even when you go away, it never fails you that you find like a cool group of people that you kind of rock with.
And I was blessed to have that.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
blessed.
So
Truly
it's
blessed.
different when you come from a pack. Like maybe kids, like only children, and maybe when our siblings can, like, you know, because she a loner, so it's different for her. But you know, you always want to be able to be able to have people around you. And so when you're used to having people around you, and not be the case, and you're by yourself for real, it's different. It's a different feeling.
So I'm glad the two of you spoke on that, you know, with having people that you're familiar with and your loved ones around you in times like this. because that leads into something else that I wanted to say when we were talking about, athletes, and we spoke about last week with Fakila and Selena, speaking of the Sha'Carri Richardson situation. I want to give a shout out to another Olympian going into her third Olympics, going for her 11th gold medal, Allison Felix. I don't know if you know about it.
I thought it was her fifth.
I thought it was a third. But regardless, I want to give a shout out to her because Allison Felix, out of her own pocket, is putting up $250,000 for Olympians that are taking their kids to Tokyo for childcare. Because everybody was locked down on pandemic and what have you. They want their loved ones around them to share in this experience that they missed out on last year. For the USOC, the United States Olympic Committee, not to have thought about something on this level, and for an athlete to do it out of her own pocket, I mean, a black female athlete at that.
Right.
I mean, come on. Where's the publicity about
so
this?
Now
Nobody's saying
you're
anything
get
about
sponsorships because of it now that she's making noise. And not only that, they're the only ones that'll be able to go into the stadiums are the people's families. They're not letting any other fans go into it. So this is almost going to be like they're racing like they were playing football when it was empty stadiums. And so I know that takes you into a different place too, because mentally track you're the only person out there. You may be a part of a collective team, but that's really just you. It's one-on-one. And so that's a whole nother mental aspect of it as well. To go there, be prepared to, because a lot of them haven't done a lot of running in front of crowds anyway.
Right.
But now to just almost be, let's say, maybe 100 people in the stadium because of the families are able to come. I think that's the least that they can do. But I'm glad that she's the one stepping up, because she was the one who was first offended. Because like Nike, when she was pregnant with her daughter, they didn't have anything built in place for pregnant athletes. They never thought about the female athlete in that regard, and how much she means to their brand until she started making noise. And so now you do see a lot more push, but sometimes you have to be the change agent in what you want to see. So she's not just speaking about it, she's doing it. And so I have a lot of respect for her.
So now that you mentioned Nike as it relates to Allison Felix, they were showing the athletes that are going to the Olympics, the endorsement contracts that they hold with Nike, and the top 13 athletes from the United States Olympic Committee on Nike's endorsement list are males, although the females are charted to win more gold medals than the men when you go versus race. Now, as two females who are very good at what they do in their professions, how do you feel about the equality? I mean, the pay scale equality as it relates to male versus female?
That's been a norm up until you started having like Billie Jean King talk about that, Title IX, all that stuff like that. There's still things that you have to do to evolve from that. I'll never see where that that'll possibly change. I don't think that that'll ever change in that regard, because you have to be able to, one, support what you're asking them to do.
Well, I'm not just speaking about athletics. I'm talking about in general.
I'm just saying in general. Like, they'll never pay the woman the same amount. Like, we could be sitting there, it could be two doctors. They just, because he a man, you think he could do it better. Women, we give a different edge to that, but they are not going to ever see us for that value. We have the best bedside manner when it comes to taking care of people. It's not like, when you get sick, go ahead, tell your daddy. You see them children come running to their moms. Moms have a bedside manner. There's something soft about it. That's our nature. But when they go to pay people, they be like, the man can do it better, even if they can do the same exact thing.
And, the crazy thing about that is living abroad. Mm-hmm. Their pay is different. They're going to pay their people more than they pay expats coming in. And that's all across the board. I don't care if you just, over there, you could be like, I want to be a doctor. You just go to school, somebody take your classes for you. You the doctor or whatever. That's why I don't trust them. But they get paid more than me, who've been a doctor, say, for 10, 15 years. And then also, they go about paying people according to your passports. So Westerners get paid more than other cultures, like people from Canada, America, the UK. We will get paid more than people from South Africa, other cultures, other countries. So I look at it as I can't get around it. Mm-hmm. Wherever I go, it's
So is the
embedded
pay
in
scale for male teachers the same as it is for you as well? So y'all they give
with
you equal
the
pay?
same passports.
Okay, with the same type of passport. Okay, so they give it a little bit more equality in that regard. But culturally,
And then
they
also, then sometimes they break it down to status,
don't. Gotcha.
marital status. If you married, he will get more than me.
Okay. Okay.
But then they prefer you to be single coming over there. So I'm
Right.
just like, I'm totally confused.
They trying to wife y'all.
But no, they're not. But that's when I just look at the whole situation like, hey, each country has their own little thing.
And in America, it's but even over there though, the women aren't looked at as like if you were outside of teaching profession. Let's say when it comes to just male and female.
Now
men
they're
lead.
giving, the men lead, but now the women are stepping up because now they have some women who've been educated in other countries and they've been exposed to, we got rights.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're coming back.
But it takes time. And it goes back to the whole thing. Like I think that the women's sports are starting to become popular again. Like the women's basketball. Now you got Candace Parker on the cover for the first time on NBA 2K. But how long has that been around? You know, yeah. And so she's the first woman to ever grace it. And I find that kind of alarming when you've had like other women who've come through that process as well. Candace Parker is retired, but almost like entering not retired yet, but she's entering into that phase. So why has it taken them so long to put her on there?
I mean, the oddity of it all is it seems like with anything, it takes the opposite to happen for that agent of change to be initiated. So you're seeing the new profound, popularity of the WNBA, but it wasn't until someone like a Kobe Bryant or what have you started, becoming the girl dad, saying, hey, women's basketball matters, spending time with some of these star athletes like Diana Taurasi, Sabrina Ionescu, and what have you, and them taking a liking into what his daughter was doing and progressing, and saying, well, hell, if Kobe's doing it, let's all get behind it.
And now you see those NBA players bringing their daughters to those games and supporting the game a lot more. But my thing is, just to even throw that out there, I think NBA 2K was kind of smart to use Candace Parker because when they're getting a female, she's still a minority female, because you could have went with a Breanna Stewart or somebody like to jump out there, you know what I'm saying? So I really just think it's just taking time. I don't ever think that I'll ever see basketball where women make the same amount because they don't command the same crowd or they don't command the same attention.
They don't bring in the same revenue.
Right, the same revenue. So at that point, it's kind of like me saying, okay, you should pay swimmers more than you pay the track team. And, it depends on what you like. What are you going to pay attention to?
Right.
So I think it'll never get there, but I at least want us to be in paid with competition.
Okay, and then the last thing I want to say about this particular segment, like I said, it takes the opposite to happen to have that agent of change take effect. I want to give a shout out to something that you and I both witnessed last week.
Absolutely,
a young lady guard at University of Connecticut, Paige Buckners, won the ESPY for College Female Athlete of the Year. I don't think she should have won it, because there was another couple of people there who I would have gone with, but congratulations to Paige Buckner for winning the award. But her acceptance speech was phenomenal, and she basically stated that we needed to bring more light to black female athletes, and she said a lot of her inspiration were black female athletes, and she went on to name them. She gave shout out to the other candidates who were black female athletes who were she was up against for this award. And I mean, for her at 18, 19 years old, a little girl out of Iowa, I believe,
right?
Small country town where you would think, is she really around that many black or brown people in order to have that appreciation?
She shared her moment with us.
I mean, and you can tell it was something that wasn't scripted. She seemed very authentic with the delivery of it, and it was a moving moment to me, and especially someone being a girl dad myself, having a daughter who played college sports, raising another daughter who hopefully one day will play college sports. I don't know how coordinated she is right now, but
she got no feet like your grandma. Go ahead.
But we're going to see what happens with that. So with that being said, we're going to head into the first break. But before we do, shout out to King James and Space Jam. Watched it last night. It's a little bit better than the first one. I'll give him that.
Whoa! A little bit.
It's a little bit better than the first one.
Little side note, I've never seen either one, so.
Oh, this
You
Yetta
on- you
man.
on Yetta
He
too.
Yetta man. He Yetta man for real. Okay.
When the first one came out, I was too old. I didn't give two shits about it. I
No,
didn't care.
man.
Gotcha.
No way.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Space
Never
Jam was
too
a
old for
classic,
Space
man.
Jam.
I saw the music videos attached to the soundtrack, but I just never saw the movie.
But LeBron did his thing with Space Jam, and
Jada's
it's,
laughing at you.
it's one of them things to where sit down with your kids and watch it. I think it's a good movie for parents and kids to watch together. But also anybody who knows me that knows that I'm a huge Power fan. Tonight, Raising Kanan begins.
Oh, that's tonight?
That's tonight, Raising Kanan.
Word.
And so we're going to go into the break. The first song I'm going to have is by my man Rotimi, who, if you know, plays Dre on the series Power. Well, played Dre. Played Dre.
Whoa.
So we're going to go into his new single, and then there's a second single that's going to follow. I forgot who.
We
it's
gonna
by,
play
but
both of them?
yeah, they're really short songs. That's
Oh,
why.
okay.
Says Normani.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
back in the game.
Okay.
Her
Gotcha.
featuring Cardi B.
You got the new single from what's the group your girl was in?
I don't know, but let's go
Uh,
on to this break.
We'll be right
We'll be
back.
right back with his, hers,
Was it
and
the
ours.
307? What's the,
Right now, so brand new Patek, I ain't never on time. You see me, you're in my mind. Body right, you ain't never lied. Tryna sign on the bottom line. Who's paying your rent? I'll pay for it. You know you ain't gotta stay for it. Dinner tonight, I'll stay for it. Cause you know I got a taste for it all. I can put you on a flight when you need me. Got you open wide when you seek me. Let it rinse and repeat. When we touch, I know you love it. You know what? You know what to do. You know what? You know what to do. It feels better than I want it. You know what? You know what to do. You know what? You know what to do. Yeah. You know what? You know what to do. You know what? You know what to do. Yeah. 4 in the morning, ride on the white sheets. I know you wanna try something like me. You make it light up, girl, you spicy. And I just wanna tell somebody who put you in the air, you know I do. Take you anywhere you can fly to. You know if it's yours, then it's mine too. Whenever you want, you can slide through. Oh, I can put you on a flight when you need me. Got you open wide when you seek me. Let it rinse and repeat. When we touch, I know you love it. You know what? You know what to do. You know what? You know what to do. It feels better than I want it. You know what? You know what to do. You know what? You know what to do. Yeah. You know what? You know what to do. You know what? You know what to do. Yeah.
I'm ready to pull up on you. I'm ready to do what I do. Baby, what you wanna do? Shoot your shot, cause I'm bulletproof. Load it up and do. Baby, what you wanna do? I'm ready to pull up on you. I'm ready to do what I do. This type shit, heavy wildin'. Last minute trips to the islands. Drip when you slide in. Dip, baby, ride in. Don't hesitate when you in it, cause you know I like it. Baking up a cake for you. Sweet baby, like it when you bite it. We can't just keep talking about it. We think too often about it. We can't just be cautious about it. I wanna get wild. Take me for a ride, boy. Show me you outside, boy. Know it's been a while, boy. I wanna get wild. I wanna drive you crazy. Pull up inside me, baby. Fucking it up like oopsie daisy. Ain't no if, then, but some maybes. Don't be let up in that shit like you lazy. I need you to roll up in that shit like you skating. Baby, ain't no hold up, I'm that shit, I hate waiting. Do. Shoot your shot, I'm impatient. This type shit, heavy wildin'. Last minute trips to the islands. Drip when you slide in. Dip, baby, ride in. Don't hesitate when you in it, cause you know I like it. Baking up a cake for you. Sweet baby, like it when you bite it. We can't just keep talking about it. We think too often about it. We me down. On the kitchen floor, right on that towel. It's my dick and I want it now. Ow. Tell me how you want it. Put me on my back, on my stomach. Baby, let me blow it like a trumpet. I could do it all. I could probably suck a watermelon through a straw. Believe me, every other day, new wig, new hair. Come take me out this smooth glare. I be waiting on you with some lingerie. Drop this pussy down low like bombs. Away, boom. Nothing but a robe in your house. I wanna put these pretty pink toes in your mouth. Send news to your phone while you working. Boy, you gotta see this shit in person, believe me. We can't just be talking about it. I want you to come inside it. We can't just be cautious about it. I wanna get wild. Take me for a ride, boy. Show me your wild side, boy. Know it's been a while, boy. I wanna get wild. Pull up in the make me say, let me do that shit again.
And we're back with His, Hers, and Ours. I am your co-host, Shannon Royal Davis. And my co-host.
With the flyest merch around, Solomon Davis.
This is ridiculous. Yeah, and let's start off on this second half. Let's kick this off. You had a topic you wanted to go on as far as...
You jumped in there, so...
I just wanted to take your part.
You're the captain now.
Oh, I'm the captain. So let's talk about this whole, what's the guy named? Kevin?
Oh, Samuels?
Yeah, Samuels. So, Reggie, let's just go into that. You came in and you can introduce that topic. I'm willing to flow with it.
I came in with jokes. I wasn't planning for a topic.
No. You wanted to talk about Kevin Samuels
No,
and the way
okay.
he comes
Since
on.
we made it a topic, who, if you don't know who Kevin Samuels is this guy who made a niche. He found a brand from Instagram. You got to think social media. From his house, he goes live. He worked in marketing for years, and he found a way to answer relationship quote-unquote questions live on Instagram. And he portrays himself, again, part of his brand. I'm a guy with a suit on. I've got it worked out, and come, you grown
You
women.
look a little sus, but anyway, go ahead.
No, that's a rumor. That's a known rumor, and which he denies those rumors, but that's a known rumor. I'm not going to ignore that.
Yeah.
But part of what his brand is, he's extremely blunt. I think he does give good advice to women, but I think the niche he found was, I can say something real harsh, it's going to go viral, and people are going to listen to it.
Get more
Right.
followers.
Yeah. And one of the things that he does, and me and Serge were joking about it earlier, where he'll call a girl saying, hey, I want a the whole big thing is a high value
Well,
man.
and what they'll do is come on their live, like they ask the request to be a part of his live.
Yeah.
And he takes these women and shreds them to pieces. Now, some information, don't get me wrong, it may be of value, but because the way he tears them down, like he'll ask, what's his first question? Like, where
He'll ask, like, well, why do you deserve a high value man? Well, I'm this and that, whatever. He'll be okay. So, you have any kids? And they'll be like, yes. How many kids you got? I got 3 of them. Same father? No, it's 2 fathers. He's like, already, that's a check off the list right there.
Why?
Yeah, he'll say it straight up. And he goes, how tall are you? How much you weigh?
Yeah.
And they get offended.
No, he don't ask how much you weigh.
No.
What's your dress size?
Dress size. Yeah, dress size. He'll say on a scale of 1 to 10, and you can't say 7, how do you rank yourself? And what his whole thing was, you women get offended by me asking these questions about your physical looks, but women will, in 2 seconds, ask somebody else, oh, this is a guy that's here for you. How tall is this guy?
But I don't
Gotta
think
be
What's his
over
height?
6 foot. Gotta be light skinned.
Yeah.
No.
With a beard.
So, first off, I don't.
Shout out, Gina.
So a lot of times, to me, I just think for me, he is so brass and like brazen
I
with
agree.
the way he
I agree.
speaks to women.
I could never say that.
And
so
so
I agree
for
with
you to be able to be and most of the women that come on there are black women. And it's no secret, most black women, there are a lot more black women that aren't married and have kids than there are, well, I won't say that. The black and brown, I'm going to put them in the same bucket. But a lot of times when he says these things to women, I think that there is a tone that he takes with them. And you can say stuff to people. It goes back to, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. the way he comes off is almost like he's attacking them for being in that
I have a
position.
question, and you're in education.
Yeah.
Is there a chance? There's one teacher that I had back in 7th grade, Slide Junior High, Mr. White.
Don't be calling people out.
Well, no, I'm giving him credit.
Oh, okay.
I'm 12 years old, but this stuck with me. Mr. White was the only brother that came to school, teacher, dressed up in a suit. Remember, the first day of school, he said, I'm the only fool that's going to dress like this.
Gotcha.
Tie on, whatever. He was real fair and rules, but he was very, very to the point. Kind of like Kevin Samuels was. So is there a chance maybe he's giving valuable information, but you may not like the delivery, but maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, you look back like, you know what he said did kind of make sense.
Well, I mean, it's possible, but again, like you said, the delivery.
Yeah.
I can't go in the classroom being how he is and expect the kids to learn anything. So it is
It's
about
the same thing
delivery.
with adults.
It's about, yeah, you can't do that.
How am I gonna learn from you?
I
like
can't
you
learn
gonna tell
nothing.
me to speak English, but everything you say is in Spanish. How I'm gonna learn from you in that way? I'm just gonna pick up what you're doing. But for me, with him, it goes to a place where you're making it all about a physical attribute, and sometimes you don't even know if that's what the ladies are like. When those ladies come on there, he's not asking them, so what type of guy are you looking? When she say high quality, he's not even asking them, what do you mean by that?
He does.
He doesn't, but he doesn't even allow them to give full details
He
because
does.
he'll jump in. He's doing what you.
Let me
doing.
ask this,
He
'cause
jumps
I don't-
in every
I don't-
time they
I don't listen
He
to
does
him
that.
at all, so I don't listen.
I think I've seen maybe 1 or 2 of his videos. That's it. But I mean, from the two of you speaking, what's his following like? I mean, how many followers does he have?
He
has a lot of
has
followers.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm saying, if we're sitting here having a conversation about how derogatory
Whatever
he
he's
is
doing
on
is
his
working.
phone, why does he have so many
But
followers?
it doesn't necessarily mean that just because you got followers on Instagram, now I mean they watching every one of your videos, i.e. me. I followed him.
Yeah.
I unfollowed him at that point. Like after I started seeing like the tone of his messages.
Why'd you follow him originally, though?
Because I wanted to really get, like, I don't want to just judge him off of one clip
Okay.
that I heard. So I wanted to give it some context. I want to be able to see what he's doing, if this is consistent nature and behavior, how he handles things. Like, how are you trying to improve the culture? You're not, to me, when you're talking to these women in that way, because it comes off a bit abusive and abrasive. The way you're saying things to them. Like, so the lady said, oh, I make about, $60,000. You don't deserve that. Why I don't deserve somebody making more than me? Why is that a problem? That I'm asking for something up. You don't know what I'm doing on my job to better myself, to get in that place, to be able to do that. Well, you too old. Who the hell are you to tell me how old I gotta
Now,
be to
devil's
do these
advocate,
things?
I think what he's saying is, from what I'm hearing, again, I'm a guy, I'm hearing different than
Yeah.
you are. I think what he's saying is, and again, I don't agree with the delivery. I would never speak this way. I just think it's hilarious to me.
So you follow him
It
because
is
you
a-
ain't-
No, actually, I don't.
for
I
the
see the
laughs.
clips. I see the clips. I don't follow him at all. But what he does say is this. Okay, you want a high value man, whatever their definition of high value man is. What he's saying is, I hang out in the barbershops. I hang out over here. I know what high value men talk about. And you being that
don't
way,
even like he hang out in the barbershop, but go ahead.
We're not going by the
He be at
rules.
Supercuts, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Supercuts got guys in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
That's not Supercuts is not considered the barbershop. Like, let's be real and let's keep it 1,000.
anyway, what I'm
But
trying
go
to say
ahead.
is, he's saying he's hung out with and guys talk, and for his group of people that he's hung out with, there's
Ain't no regular guys just hanging out with him, but go ahead.
See, if you was talking to Kevin, he'd be like, "What you're not going to do?
what you're
is
not going
talk
to do
over
is
me."
cut me off right now,
Like I said. But he does that to them.
ma'am.
He does that to dudes too.
So
He
let me ask
does
you
that.
this:
Wait.
Have you ever seen Kevin Samuel's girlfriend or wife?
That's what
He
I
has,
was getting
I
ready
think
to
he has
no,
two kids.
He has an ex-wife.
Ex-wife.
Yeah.
He had 2 failed marriages.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so what's
so
everybody-
again, he's the common denominator.
Jay Z. Everybody can tell you how to do it. They never did it.
Yeah,
exactly.
but didn't Steve Harvey have bad marriages? But everybody follows Steve Harvey.
But-
Bars.
Exactly. Exactly.
But-
why?
Until they started peeling back them layers.
True.
Exactly.
So you had to catch
But
it.
going back to what I'm saying is,
Go ahead.
what I think what I'm hearing that he's trying to say is, in a messed up delivery, is you women that want this kind of guy, this is the kind of female that this kind of guy is looking for. He's not looking for someone that has multiple kids. He's not looking for someone that's overweight. He's not looking for a girl that's X, Y, and Z.
But there are
So
plenty
let
of
me
women
ask
that's
this
out
question:
here
Is he
who-
trying to be a matchmaker or just tear people down?
He's essentially saying,
In order to
"Don't
get this, you have
focus
to
on this and ignore these other dudes that'll treat you great."
Yeah.
When you are focusing on something that is not going to want
But
you.
my thing is, he'll even get on them if they looking at low hanging fruit. So it's not a win. There's no win-win with him, and that's the part that gets me because there are some women who say, "I'm just looking for someone who is able to do this, this, and this," and he'll be like, "Well,
What
what
do?
are you doing?" See, and she's telling him, "Well, I do this, but that ain't enough. Well, how much
What you doing, though?
So now it becomes your weight,
You work at a call
or now
center?
it becomes this. See?
You work in the call center?
Just how you talk.
Do what?
You at a call
But
center.
you're not even asking for somebody that's making six figures. You just want him to be $1,000 and you can't even get that because he's tearing you down. So
Yeah,
it's
I
kind
got
of like it's not like for me when I listen to him or when I've watched his things. There's no win-win with him. You can't find. There's no median.
Yeah.
Like you're either too far over here or you too far over here. Like he's not giving
He
you
did.
any middle.
Now I did see a video. He toured on a couple of guys. Some guys called
Oh,
in
yeah.
for dating advice. and
Everybody
he-
gets it.
and no, I've been seeing that off. I've seen one or two, and this guy was like, "You tell the good-looking dude," but he was like kind of shy. He goes, "Well, you ain't gonna get no woman." And he telling the guy like, "Well, where do you meet women at?" "Well, my friends, we go to the club, you know." And he's telling the guy, "So you go in the club? You basing your interaction with women's at the club? Is that what you're doing?" So he mostly speaks to women because women mostly call in. But I'm looking at it more of the branding thing.
Yeah.
He found a niche, bro, and I'm sitting there like,
Yeah, he
he's
found
killing
it right into. He fell right after Derrick Jackson. He
Yeah.
just popped up
Oh,
like hell.
the minute your boy fell off, he
Hello.
slid
Yeah.
in with a suit on,
Yeah.
real quick. That
So,
was
really quick, shout out to the nephew out there, Jason, listening. He puts in the group chat that men and women both need to increase their deserving factor.
Wow.
Wow.
I like that. I like that.
What's he mean by that?
Well, do you know what he means by it?
I'm just thinking that he understands
What you deserve- yeah.
what it is that you should be willing to accept and what you
truly deserve.
right.
So I had that conversation with him. Like, he and I talk a lot about stuff like this, and he is so wise beyond his years. Like, I swear, I think he just really needs to tap into it. Like Kevin, Kevin Samuels would be telling him, "Boy, you need to date you somebody older," because that's how he really his mind is in
very
that
mature.
space, very mature. So his
Yeah,
thing is
alright.
like dating what you.
Don't do that.
Dating what you deserve, meaning that like when you're asking for something, you can't say you want this chiseled body man, but you ain't in no shape. Like, what are you doing? Do you really deserve that? Are you asking for what you really and truly deserve and desire?
Or hey,
So-
stay on that.
Yeah.
Also, with the whole chiseled body thing is,
Yeah.
keep in mind that you may want that, but there's a lifestyle that goes
that
with
do
that.
it, yeah.
Are you part of that lifestyle where you go to the
So-
gym and diet every day? all
I
that?
always tell my nephew, and I had this conversation with Solomon one time. Like, for some reason, when we used to be in the club and stuff, I always attract these dudes all muscles, and I was like, "Yo, I don't really like you like that." And he could have been, Captain Saberhole. You
Yeah.
know, I like, yeah. I never
I
wanted. He was
never.
like, "What's the problem?" I said, "Because eventually you'll want me to eat like you're eating. You'll want me to change my diet, and I'm not there."
I've had those conversations with female friends. I've had those conversations with female
girl.
friends.
I don't care for that. I don't care about all of
I
that.
don't
Like,
care about
give me a little-
muscles.
Huh? What's she do?
Yeah.
the dude in the sports
Yep.
bar.
Yeah.
But no, it's funny you say that. I've had the conversation where I'm like, why is it some of you women, like for example, and this is a bad example, for whatever reason, females hate Shamar Moore.
He's
They
a
like-
little bit of arrogance to him.
Yeah,
too,
but I mean, for the
so.
last 20 years, I'm thinking, hey, that's a good looking dude, whatever.
Yeah.
And every girl I know, like, yeah, he's good looking,
But he's probably real angry.
but I said, okay, if he's not Shamar Moore, you meet him in the bar or club or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing you just said, because as a female, when I see him, yeah, he's attractive, but I know that's a lifestyle that comes with that.
Yeah.
And I ain't ready
he
for that
gonna be
lifestyle.
looking at my plate with my bacon, talking about, "Baby, you need turkey bacon." No, I like all that pig.
Yeah.
I want the pork bacon with the rind. I want to eat it all. Like, you're not gonna tell me nothing. "Oh, baby, eat these baked
I know, I
chips."
want
No,
a
I want some
thin
skin.
end with a
I don't even want to. I don't want to talk about that. So. That is something that I think
Yeah.
people like. That is true. You gotta have to have a deserving factor with
Yeah.
that. Like, do you really truly desire that? Like, if you want somebody that is just this drop dead gorgeous, what are you doing to maintain that? Because at some point most gorgeous women, they have self-esteem issues too.
And they take
Beyonce
their makeup
tell y'all
off
that.
and they
She
don't
tells you-
look
yeah.
like
Yeah, it looks different.
They look
so
different.
there are things that like people are saying like, well, why Holly Berry was single? Remember when she was the hot thing? And I remember one of my classmates used to say somewhere out there some man is sick of her shit. Like somebody done,
Yeah.
she's beautiful, but somebody tired of her. And the thing is that you run into those women where they be like, he doesn't tell me I'm beautiful enough, but the world is telling you you're beautiful, and he's looking
Don't
at
be
it
Eric
from that.
Benet, dog.
No, wait. Eric Benet had a sex addiction.
Yeah.
So
And
that
I
it's
hear-
not
yeah.
his fault.
it's not
Yeah.
his fault.
Oh,
Don't be
speaking
Eric
of
Benet,
that.
dog.
Stop. Are you serious? Just because she was beautiful, don't be Eric Benet?
Hey, listen, and this is all transparency on
Go ahead.
out here.
Yeah.
Me and Reg had this conversation in the car on the way
I don't
here.
know shit.
Let's go.
You had it. You was there. Halle
really
Berry.
wasn't.
Halle Berry. Beyonce.
Go ahead.
Who else did we mention?
He said he ain't had that conversation, but go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Reggie. What you
Wait,
said?
I
He
can't
was getting
remember.
ready to say it.
Lala.
Okay.
Oh, Lala. It was Lala. It was Lala. It was Lala. Yeah, it was Lala.
He said law.
Yeah. No, I can't. I couldn't stand Lala.
All these women, very appealing to the eye, considered African American or black beauties, all have relationship issues at some point in time.
Right.
It's because if the opportunity is there,
Oh, we're not going here. Where? This quick we're going here?
it's a constant. It's a constant.
So
I can't say that, or if I get a Beyonce, I'm just going to be holier than now because it's just
Jay-Z,
not there.
Yeah, he wasn't holier than he was whorer than now, but okay,
I
go
mean,
ahead.
Carmelo Anthony.
Horror than now.
than now.
Oh, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Baby, we talking about
Babies.
twins.
Yes,
With an
yes.
S.
Twins. I'm sorry.
I mean, so it's not, I want to get this. I want to get this physical appeal or what have you because if you get it, you're just going to want something else.
Right.
That's just animalistic nature. As humans, we are animals. You have something, you want more. You're going to want something different. That's just who we are.
So I will just
And
kind
that's men and women alike.
So I'll.
Yes.
Okay, I don't necessarily.
I
agree
warned
with
you
that
about
per
this in the
se.
car. Be careful.
I don't necessarily agree with
We ain't
that.
had this conversation.
Right. I don't necessarily
I mean,
agree
if
with
we
that
had the
saying
conversation,
men
I would've
and
warned
women.
you in the
It's
car.
not necessarily saying man and women. There are some women, I guess. But for women, I think that a lot of times, women like to keep a monogamous mind in the sense of, okay, I got this man.
Menagerie.
This is what I want. Huh?
A menagerie?
Whatever. I said, well, if
Okay.
that's what you want to call it,
Okay.
whatever. I'm just saying. But our minds are just in a place where we think that, okay, we got one husband. We can settle, keep this person, this one person happy. Even if the opportunity presents itself, unless it's something wrong here, she's not usually going to just jump and go left. She's going to try and stay where that is. And it goes to your LLC, or
LLC.
whatever.
Oh, so y'all feeling that,
That's
huh?
what it is. I felt to see a little bit
Yeah,
more
I'm
because
feeling it. That's all
I
right.
got you to
That's
change
all right.
it. But nonetheless,
LLC jerseys coming soon.
whatever. But nonetheless, I
changed
think
it?
that stuff falls.
changed
in
it?
The comfort went to convenience.
Convenience.
Same thing.
No, it's not.
The same thing.
Convenience and comfort are not in
Yes, it
synonyms. No, they're
is.
not. Because
Essentially, they're the
this is
same.
not like a convenience store in a comfort store. No,
Yeah.
it's different. No,
It's right around the
A
corner. I can
convenience
walk over
store
there.
is comfortable for me to go to.
I
don't have to get dressed
So
to go-
that's
I
what
gotta
you
get dressed
basically
up.
you're
It's
trying
convenient.
to. You're saying it's in conjunction to. No, it's not going to be like that.
Throw on my
It's
dirty
not like
drawers
that.
real quick. Just go over there real quick. Get what I got to get. Come
No,
on
we're
back.
not going to do that because when you do
comfortable.
convenience and comfort, those are different levels of feelings. Because comfort is being like complacent with whatever it is. Convenience is an ability not to get to something, or it's giving me like a time, a space.
I see what you're
So it's not the same thing. So that's why I say convenience
Borderline,
versus
but I-
comfort.
Easy.
Whatever.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
That's
So
it.
nonetheless, that's where I'm at with that.
So the C is convenience slash
convenient.
comfort.
No, it ain't. We gonna drop comfort all the way off.
It's her way
convenience.
of trying to get some of this residual
So
that's
any-
coming off of it. That's all it is.
Spirit.
That's all it
But
is.
nonetheless, I think that men have are the ones who have the bigger appetite. Because even when you look at the wild, the lion has a such and such, but you don't always hear about the lion that's going to sleep with all the different the lions. Like it's just it doesn't happen like that all the time. And I guess women just instinctually are okay with just that one. They're not all like trying to just jump out there and be on everything.
I will say part of the conversation that we did not have, but if we did have it, I would have said that I think it's a mindset of your maturity, where you could be 60, 70 years old and still have a mindset of like, I'm still out here, you know, whatever years
yeah,
old,
yeah,
or
popular.
you get a mindset where it's like you get to a certain age.
See y'all see for me, y'all get to that age when it don't move the same way. And y'all, that's when it
No.
become like,
Wait,
oh,
no.
she
No,
the one.
it's just realization.
No, Shan, I'm
That's real.
gonna get real with you right now.
Go ahead.
We got to get real on this
Go
show,
ahead,
right? Real
fill
quick.
it all back.
My homeboy Jason.
Just don't take out my lashes, but go ahead.
I'm sorry. My homeboy Jay, we're about known since high school, but we had a talk a couple years ago because again, I've had a lot of female and platonic friends, female friends,
Right.
and his mindset, and I know I'm a rare breed of a guy that does that, and he goes, bro,
Almost like the naked cat. Hairless cat. The little hairless cat. You know those
Rare
like
breed.
oh okay,
Yeah,
damn,
rare
all right, really,
breed.
all right. So what he said, we're hanging out one time. He made a good point. He goes, bro, the only time a dude will hang out with a chick like that, or any chick in general, chick that much and nothing happened, either he's gay or his dick don't work.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat for a second. I'm like, oh, that's some bullshit. And
But
I'm like,
that's how.
wait up, hold on. He said it, and this is how guys have their conversations. We'll talk real quick. We won't get deep with it. Start working out again. You know, have a drink, whatever. Somebody go to the bathroom. You start thinking, damn, nigga make some sense. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And he made it, and plus the older we get, like you said, the older we get, it don't work the way it used to.
Mm-hmm.
You start gaining weight. You can't go to the club no more.
Right.
All of a sudden, time for me to settle down now.
Things you used to do all night take you all night to do.
Yeah,
Right.
I like that.
But
That's what it is.
You know, I wanted to address something that y'all talked about previously about.
Speak on it, sis.
No, I'm saying about how y'all was talking about the sister wives and the men without.
Yeah.
If you gonna do it right, okay? Do it like the Arabic people.
How the
If you-
Arabics do it?
They have
She don't
the
travel
first
too much.
wife.
Hold on, she don't travel too much.
Look.
No,
she
the
told
first
you.
wife.
Lord.
I like
When,
this.
when they
Look, this
get
even go for
married
the-
now,
this go for the Africans too.
This
That's
is
what
in
they do.
Africans. When you get married, your first wife, you know, she gets everything, whatever she wants. Then when you bring somebody else in, she has to approve of it. And then on top of that, when you buy one wife something new, everybody got to get
something
some
new.
the same value. So if I'm gonna be a sister wife, this is how it's going to work. So people in America, y'all got it all wrong. You're doing it wrong.
Wait, so if I buy you a Metro phone,
No.
I
gotta buy her a Metro phone, too?
Because the thing is,
She get a
the
flip.
thing
I want a
is-
flip.
get a flip
the
phone.
thing- but what I did not mention is you have to be able to financially
Sustain that.
sustain their lifestyles,
But
I miss your.
and it's
So-
not
no,
going to be
so-
on
no,
no
she just-
Verizon
no,
budget.
not even that, because it almost goes back to what Selena said last week with expectations.
Oh yeah, I love that.
If she's not expecting that, why should I
No,
have to
no,
provide that?
it's-
So on this level,
I mean-
let's say hypothetically,
Well, look
Shannon's
again.
my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon's well taken care of. She don't want for anything. But
Yes,
there's
I do. Don't be telling nobody. Yes, I do. I be wanting.
and you get. But let's say there's somebody on the side, and she don't require everything Shannon does. I'm not every time I go to the
That's
store to
the
buy
side
Shannon
chick.
something. I'm not gonna buy her something.
But this
That's
here, what
sad
you're
shit.
saying in the other country, that's your opinion. This is the law.
In no
This is
country.
how you have to.
In West
do
Tampa,
things.
that's the law.
In other countries, that is what they sign up for, and that's what you agree
But
to
not some
because
of-
you have to financially.
But
be
even to
able
go
afford
back
that.
to say like a woman who over here she don't require all of that. If not in the beginning, but when she gets deep into that thing,
And see
she
what
gonna be
the
like, well,
first
why your
wife
wife
got?
getting
I
that?
agree.
Why
I agree.
I'm not getting it? Because their values change and the expectation is gonna change eventually.
Can I interject here?
It's all on how
Go
you
ahead.
handle your business.
I will say
Whatever.
this, and the one thing I tell all my younger male guy friends that
Okay,
are
falling
in their
out over.
20s, going out and like, oh my girl, she cool, she okay, I go out all the time. I said, bro, here's what's gonna happen. You gonna try and mess around and find a little side chick or whatever you're doing. The girl that you're with, the side chick. The side chick is gonna turn into what you're tired of. You get what I'm saying? She just said
Yeah.
it. Like, so the one you're tired of, that you're comfortable, so you won't leave. What's the word
Yeah.
you say? Comfortable? You say comfortable or what?
It's convenient.
The one that's
Convenient.
convenient.
Don't fit. Convenient. Don't
Yeah,
fit quite as
comfortable.
well, huh?
Not
comfortable
with,
slash
in that
con-
regard.
Whatever.
But go ahead.
Comfortable slash
Comfortable.
convenient. You got one here that you don't want to leave because you know that's a rock bottom, but you got a little fun on the side. And what's going to happen is that fun on the side,
That convenient on the side, but go ahead.
that's going to turn into what you're
What
tired
the
of.
comfort was, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Because as a female, they're going to get to a point where they're like, okay, it's been, hey, Shannon,
Yeah.
it's been 5 years, so what are we doing?
yeah, what is it? I don't got no ring. I understand she your wife, but I still need the same stuff she needs. She gonna be requiring you to come over, move stuff. You gonna have a baby a boo-do list too. Instead of a honey-do list, it's a boo-do list.
By that time, you're like, damn.
I disagree.
So that's why when
That's
I
gonna
see
happen.
all of
I
the
disagree.
stuff on TV here and people trying to do, I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all doing this all wrong.
Well,
It's
just
all
to
wrong.
even go back, let me
Well,
just even,
the fact that even in another culture they even address that issue, and because they know
don't-
that it
yeah,
happens,
that it
we don't
happens.
even
We
speak
don't even-
about it to where there are
yeah.
any rules about it per se.
Yeah.
Because I honestly believe that if there was something like that allowed here and there were rules and regulations to go by, it would happen.
But it
probably
only
would.
started because back then the husbands would be pearl diving or, going to war or to find food or whatever to take care of their families. And sometimes, and the men don't make it back home.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of leaving her without
or
a
without,
widow,
yeah.
but because the man was the provider,
Gotcha.
another man would be like, "Hey, I got money. Let me go ahead and marry her,
Mm-hmm.
so I can take care of her." So that's how it's supposed to go.
Gotcha.
And other
But let me
con-
just put this
cultures.
in there. It's another couple that has a show, and his rant went viral about, you know, women. You want to be married to a husband, but you know, you have all these things, and you want to be in this monogamous relationship, but when it comes to sex, at times y'all make it like it's a chore. If it's gonna be a chore, then you got to be willing to let him find that joy somewhere else. If you're not willing to do that, then it can never be a chore. So I when he said that, it was like, when women do make that expectation
And
or
start
whatever,
taking
it's not
Advil all the time.
she don't have headaches no
She don't
more.
have
She
headaches
done
no
told
more.
you that. But yeah,
Shout out to the Moo.
it's stupid. But no, when you have those conversations, those are things like when she was saying set your expectation list. Those are things that have to be on there. I really took heed to what she was saying and consciously saying to myself, I got to sit down. And I even told Solomon, we got to sit down. And it didn't have to be right now, but we got to sit down and do an expectation list and just sit down and talk and just have that conversation. But you got to be willing to either make those changes or adjust when you're asking your mate to do that.
Now that's
And
cool
then
though.
also,
Okay, hold on before you
What's
go on.
that?
It's cool you did that.
Why?
Well, the way you did it is like, we gotta talk. It ain't gotta be right now. The minute y'all do we gotta talk real quick. Right then, we're
Y'all
like,
get scared. It ain't always not like no.
We try to figure out every lie we done told your ass. We try to like, hey,
Oh, this is awful.
It's
So
like-
y'all be practicing lying. But look, this is the thing with Solomon. He don't know he don't have a poker face. Because when you say let me talk, he be like this.
what?
Them eyes go to wandering, and he be like,
What did I do?
What did I
yeah.
do?
I was like, no, let's just talk about this expectation list.
Level scene. It's like
I told you, man.
And also, I had a trainer. He was from Ghana, and he said his father had, I believe, 7 wives.
So how does that
So
function
I
for
said,
kids?
well, we'll
go ahead.
talk
We'll
about
talk about it off
kids
camera.
just a second. I was just like, now how does that work? What if your mama wanted to see your daddy and it wasn't her day? Can she go out and get another man and have a side piece?
No.
No,
And he was like,
that's
no, they
selfish.
can't. I said, well, your daddy was very selfish. And he was like, no, but this is, your daddy was selfish.
Like, I want to at least have, if that's the
I
option
want
we
a
put on
side
the table,
piece
let
when
me
you're
have
not
that same
available.
option.
See,
I want to dessert.
That's American
a little,
to you messing
I
everything
want
up.
to dessert.
You talking all this?
You should do it like the Arab.
Yeah.
And that's how they do it.
Yeah.
Now you don't want to do that.
Now all of a
Now
sudden,
when he getting
played by the
greedy and you
rules.
have 7 wives,
He played by the
He
rules.
But I
He
think
playing by
that's
the
selfish,
rules,
though.
but
It's a man who
I'm
made them rules. That's what that is.
it's
It's a man who made them
7
rules.
It's the
wives,
rules.
1 wife for each day of the week. So I told him, your mom ain't have no side piece. Like, he was like, what is that? A boyfriend on the side. Your mom ain't have one of them?
Yeah.
He was like,
I'm curious
no.
whether or not that any of the wives were like cool.
No, the wives.
Because I'm sure I don't care what part of the world you in, it's still a female thing going on. Like I can't stand her.
No, they don't.
I'm
They
sure.
don't. They don't do that. They sometimes they live in a villa together.
Girl, I don't
but
know who that
different
is.
houses. But at the end of
You
the
take
and then
Thursday,
then the
Friday.
kids take on that attitude.
Oh, okay.
That's what the kids.
Yeah,
take
but the
on
kids
that
get it
attitude.
from the mom. I'm telling you.
No, but the kids, when they're with their baba, which is daddy,
Yeah.
they good. But when they with their mamas, they'll be fighting their brothers and sisters. They don't even
Like,
they
them ain't
call
really my
them
brothers
step-
and sisters.
and
That's
they call
my
them
daddy kids.
No, they be like, that's
the
my
attitude of daddy
step brother
children.
or my step sister. I'm like, no, that's,
Yeah.
they was like, no, my daddy had a wife.
Yeah.
And you can tell the kids at school attitude change when the daddy bring another wife.
This is in Dubai.
Wow.
In
Yeah.
the UAE period. When the daddy bring a wife home, you can tell because the kids be like, I'm like, what's going on? They was like, we're adding on to our house.
Oh, Lord.
And
Daddy
you
done
just
found
like,
Look, that's
another
why they
one.
got that big compound for Dr. Patel, right?
Yep, basically.
You had to put all on in there.
Come to
But
school
no.
with a sad
but
face.
it's a
That's
bit.
it.
But normally when it's like that, it's a huge villa, so you got your own
See,
villa
you was
over
Right.
wondering
there.
where that came from.
What was that?
DJ Khaled went to school with a sad face. Son, what happened to you?
So sick.
Teacher, another one.
Another one.
Man, whatever. We're on that note.
We're going to take another break.
Another one.
Another one.
You're listening to Solomon Davis and
Shannon Royal on
His, Hers, and Ours. We'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
You can't even sit in peace. Cause all of these niggas be on you. I'm just saying I can be, yeah, the one that you call and you talk to, girl. I'll share my world with you. If you're gonna waste your time, then waste your time with me. I mean honestly, open your eyes and see. If you're gonna waste your time, what you need, then waste your time with me. You could have all the space, all that you need. It's no pressure, girl. If you got time to waste it with me. And I ain't worried about them. Girl, you all that I see. And I am who I am. And I be where I be. If you ever hit me on a late night, I'll give you a clear mind. Might give you some insight. I'll share my world with you. If you're gonna waste your time, then waste your time with me. I mean honestly, open your eyes and see. If you're gonna waste your time, then waste your time with me. You can have all the space, all that you need. It's no pressure, girl. If you got time to waste it with me. Don't close your eyes to get away. Just bang my line and I'll arrange it. Beautiful, girl, you're stainless. You'll be fine, I'll be painless, yeah. All I'm drinking is champagne. All you want is the same thing.
Yeah. The 10,000 building, get your ass an apartment, put you inside a G-class, that's just a starter kit. Plenty things count in life, but none of them is the thought of it. New piece around my neck is chess games, cause shorty stay with calculated moves like Beth Harmon. Swear I'm more Purple Rain Prince than Prince Charming. Disappointment I stay expecting it. The pessimist, gold medalist, flush the magnums just so they not collecting my specimens, damn. The way she with Poppy, man, you would think she's a veteran on remembrance. Cleaning lady, sweeping room daily for all the evidence of everything I ever did. Do they have a pool there? Do they have a gym there? You used to do skincare, but now you do swimwear. Your ex-roommate got a condo that's downtown, but she got no furniture in her crib. I've been there. Checkmate, even though you hate that I even check, I still get an E for effort. Only time I played it back and forth is a Leah record. If I let you talk first and nobody is speaking second. Fluent in passive aggression, that's why you acting dismissive. Hearing me out for once will require you actually listen. Damn. The boy is back, I never turn my back. I just slapped him, so now all that they see is my back. Say that damn Maybach bands with me in the back. When I wasn't accurate, I still couldn't clean on my act. Whenever I tell the truth, you feel like you being attacked, but that come with being attached, so how about we leave it at that?
If you're gonna waste your time, then waste your time with me. You can have all the space, all that you need. It's no pressure, girl. If you got time to waste it with me.
We are back. You are listening to His, Hers, and Ours, a real-life couple holding real-life conversation with real-life friends. I am Solomon Davis with...
Shannon Royal Davis.
In the building, we have Miss Shantae Royal, Mr. Reginald Gray, and we're now joined...
Fly Shantae.
We're now joined by Mr. Alfie Santana, Ohio Radio finest.
You can't see him on the thing, though.
He's in the corner.
I could adjust it.
His brother got him on timeout.
You know the voice. You might not see him, but you know the voice.
He's present.
So we ended that segment talking about expectations again, and I saw something funny because I referenced DJ Khaled towards the break there. So expectations. There was this post that came out about DJ Khaled and his wife. Expectations for DJ Khaled is that during sex, she go down on him, but he in no way, shape, or form will even venture to go down on her.
Wow.
What is that about, though?
Hold on. Our guest may answer that question. I think. No. Here's why I'm asking this question. I think Khaled is Middle Eastern.
Yes, he is.
Would that be something that would affect that?
Yes. They don't.
That's their culture?
Yeah, they do stuff.
Well,
like
my mouth won't work either.
Look at Team Solomon coming through with the intelligence.
See, well, I don't care. Then it would be against my culture, too. Look, yeah.
But
I'd be like, get the lube.
Isn't
That's
she
all that's going
from over there, too?
I don't know if she's from over there.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Because
Yeah.
well, first of all, he can't marry her unless she's Muslim.
No. When I say Middle Eastern, I mean he's culturally he's from there, but he
Like,
but
she
he
can
but
be
Might have
converted.
converted or
yeah.
She could be
What I'm
converted.
saying is he grew up here, but I'm saying family wise
he's
is Middle
still
Eastern,
Middle Eastern.
so he still got as a guy like son, you don't do whatever, but he's New York and Miami now.
Like, but my thing is,
What?
but that's all about what you tolerate, because
Yeah.
that's unacceptable to
Yeah.
me. If you want me to please you and I gotta please myself to get that, homeboy, what? Yeah, the same action you use your fingers, I'm gonna use my hand. That's how that moves
I have
for me.
heard
But
island women say this. Island women, like I heard that Jamaican men don't want to go down, whatever. And I've seen island women, Jamaican women, the Haitian women, like look at the camera like they say that.
They do.
They won't admit it. Like they won't admit it, but they'll do it. It's the same way. Again, you know, from junior high and high school, when you're 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Oh, that's nasty. I ain't doing that. But the older you get, you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I do that up, boy.
You stick your chest out. You stick your chest out, right? You
But
said,
also,
"With your chest."
Oh, you
also
do
it
that?
just depends
What,
on
you don't?
person.
You don't? Yeah, you don't.
That's
Right.
a DJ Khaled, because sometimes, some of the men, they're not like that.
Yeah.
They're more Americanized, and they just like,
Maybe he
We-
say that in
yeah.
public. I want to hope he say that in
That's
public
in
because,
public,
baby,
bro. That's in
You
public.
think so?
public.
I don't know, like just public to save face because that's their little religious thing, and maybe she's being true to the game in the sense of she going
And he's
to
rich.
They say
or
the
whatever you got.
African
Yeah, he
men
rich.
don't do it either, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
but see what I always tell y'all: just because you rich and you have money, you could get cheated on too.
I'm not saying
just
saying you won't. I'm
I'm
just
just
saying that you're gonna
saying.
still be in that crib when I get home, though.
Yeah, she might be after she done been
What
to the
was the
masseuse
LLC?
with that happy
She
ending.
only be there because of
What,
yeah,
love,
love,
loyalty,
loyalty.
compositions,
Convenience and comfort. Yeah, one of the wives.
love, loyalty, compositions. What was it?
Absolutely. I just think that's, to me, like if you are with somebody and they're not willing to meet you in those spaces. Now there are certain things that people may not be willing to do, but if that's off limits altogether, you come out your mouth and say, "Oh yeah, I don't give head." Me either. But we on the same page, buddy.
Whoa,
That's what we gonna do.
wait, here you go.
That's what we
Whoa,
gonna
whoa.
do. Right.
Hold on a
Right.
second.
I use his mouth for eating.
Hold on. Let's talk about this again.
Yeah, we're gonna revisit it.
revisit this conversation.
So do you?
So are the expectations level the same across the board? Because the follow up that somebody had to that was, if she's doing something that he isn't doing in return, are there things that he should do that she doesn't do? Like you and I say all the time about romanticism and dating your mate or what have you.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're married, so this doesn't really apply to you. But like single females, or what have you.
You're married.
I guess I'm the only single one.
Not necessarily you, but
Right.
I mean, all right. So I'll pose it to you. As a
It's the way
single
you said
female,
it. It's like,
as a
well,
single
you're
female,
married, so
when's
you're
the
on
last
this
time you
conversation.
offered to take a man on a date?
Last time I offered to take a man on a date?
Yeah.
I mean,
That flipped.
I know.
No. Go ahead, I want to see what she says. 'cause-
Just recently.
Okay,
Yeah,
very good.
I'm
that's
going out of
just-
town. Let's go. Hey, I've never had dinner in the sky. Let's try it.
yeah, so it's not
Dinner in
like
the
like
What, dinner where?
In the sky.
Wait.
Hey, I want to go to dinner.
Who's this dude?
Where's it in the sky? On the plane?
Yeah,
I can
on
pay
the
for his
plane.
trip and he get that meal that's included.
Hold on.
That's what that
Hold
is.
on. I want more
Another
context. I'm not
country.
giving up. I need more context here.
It's in
Was
another
it somebody that
country.
I don't care about where?
I'm thinking it's like.
Is it somebody you
Singapore,
just met
Seattle.
or you knew already?
No, I met him. Vibe was good. Like, hey, I'm being town. Let's try dinner in the sky. Have you tried it
Met
yet?
him when?
Recently.
So the same you met him a few days later or a few hours later, you asked, "Hey, listen,
No. You've had conversation.
We've exchanged.
Yeah.
that's
First
my
off,
point.
I'ma
It's somebody
tell-
you know."
So no, she met him like through a mutual friend
Who understood
Somebody
the
introduced her-
assignment.
Yeah, her friend knew the assignment, and she passed with flying colors, and introduced her to him or whatever, and that's how that happened. And so you meet somebody, you
But it
start
wasn't
talking
like,
exchange.
"Hey, what's your name, Solomon? I'm Reggie. Yo, dog, you want to have some dinner over here?"
Reggie, ain't nobody
Reggie,
doing that.
nobody don't
Ain't
do
nobody
that.
doing that.
Probably
Men
a
don't
process
hardly
to
do
it.
that
There
either
was
because
some
you don't want to get
Yes,
used.
Hey, I just gotta
said
say-
It has
that.
happened.
We have exchanged some conversation.
Yeah, because y'all
here.
get used in that way.
No.
Just running out talking about some meal.
Back in the peak of my Club Atlanta days, I've done that.
Yeah, I done left Club Atlanta and got a meal with somebody too, but he ain't getting
No, I
nothing.
wanted more than a meal, though. Anyway,
Nah,
go ahead.
that's all he got was a meal.
No, hold on. I'm serious because I've never heard of dinner in the sky. Please
Because it's
explain.
not offered here in America.
Okay, so
Oh,
I
here
mean,
she goes.
Where
so
is it offered at?
she's
She's
just
going
getting
back.
Dubai.
Yeah, she's
I'm
been
going
living in
back.
Dubai for
She
like
been
4
in
years.
Dubai and,
Oh, you're talking about that freaking tower that's like 110 stories or whatever.
in Seattle.
Yeah.
The one in
Okay,
Seattle.
so I
It's
had
like a paradise
No,
on Earth.
where is that? Yeah.
I'm joking, Shannon.
It's a crane that take you up. You all in the harness
Oh, wait a
and
minute. You know
everything
what's one
like
of those
that.
things where everything's hanging?
Oh, it's a Ferris wheel.
Good, thanks.
No,
Like a Ferris wheel at
No,
the county
no.
fair.
They're literally hanging
there is-
off the building. You have a table hanging off the building, chairs
and then
hanging
you
off
have
the
the
building.
people
I ain't gonna be able to do
cooking
that
in
because I
front of
might
you.
pee in my clothes.
No.
Like that is not gonna work.
You won't. It won't.
I'm gonna have to wear a pull up.
yo. That's I mean to me that sounds fly. I mean I
But
give my
you
kudos
also,
to you. That's
time
fly
out,
on
but
that one.
time out. You and Shantae also agreed to go skydiving.
No, it ain't game over. But to me, I mean that's like some player type ish. I mean
But
that's
she
on
gotta
some.
not be
that's
afraid
on
of
some
heights.
Drake renting out Dodger Stadium type.
Oh,
ish.
that's dope.
But she
That
gotta
was dope.
be. Look,
Everybody was talking noise. Drake, the picture.
he acted his wage. What do you mean?
I'm saying that was
Yeah.
cool. That was cool
I'm
as hell.
not fascinated by that.
Drake renting out the stadium was to me.
He didn't even.
So many men were hating.
pause. He didn't rent it out because he donate. They donate like he's a
He's on like their board.
the board, so
had
he always
access to the
donates
field.
and
It
stuff. So
don't
you
matter.
got access. That's almost
I
like
mean, but
saying,
no,
I run Saul
regardless-
Davis Print. Come have dinner in the office. That's what that is. That's what
Oh, you
equivalent.
want that
Okay,
good. I can make it-
Equivalent.
It
So
don't
you
matter.
gotta act your way.
Shit, I can't hate
You
no
have to
that.
act your way.
you know. No, but I mean,
A
just the
picnic
fact
on
that
on
you know,
copier.
in a major league baseball stadium. I mean,
I get it. He's acting his ways though. He has that kind of
He's an
money.
investor, basically.
Yeah, he is. So he's like one of the
But we had that conversation before we got
You
here.
hear
I mean,
J-Lo saying,
I felt that you know
She could do it.
Drake
She's
is kind
not-
of
you
shady.
don't know
on that.
in the Dolphin Stadium.
it?
Yeah.
It's shady because you know you see all these pics of him at
Bronny
Bronny's
thing.
basketball game with LeBron.
His Bronny
and what have
teammate
you.
mama.
And I'm thinking that you know he's really friends with which he is friends with LeBron, but he's there to see Bronny.
These folks
No.
are not friends. Learn
No,
this. They are not friends.
The
bro.
dude was
Right.
there because the girl he took on the date
Yeah.
was Bronny's teammate's mom.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, what I'm trying to say
He
is
met her through a friend.
you
through
run
a
in
friend. That's what it is.
you run in circles.
Yeah.
You're not buddy, but we don't hang out, text every single day. And like one-on-one, hey, you busy? You want to hang out? The same thing we do at our pay level. We do the
Yeah.
exact same thing, but they're in a higher pay level, so
So that he
but they're
had
doing the
his
exact same
wage.
thing we do. I'm not
Well,
asking my
listen.
friends' moms out, but
Ha.
I'm gonna need you to get on Drake level so I can meet some of your friends.
And
dude,
do what?
you waiting for me? I'm 52 years
And
old.
do
That's all
what?
you got.
Introduce them
You
to some
finna
of
be
our
to the
friends.
streets?
We know we're
What?
gonna introduce them to some of our
Okay.
friends.
Yeah.
So he was big.
Yeah, he
so
was
we
big
can all
enough.
be
friends.
Yeah. That's
Hell,
what
we
he
can do
better
this every weekend.
All right,
Is
so
that all right with you?
Rocking.
let's get back to Shantae. Fly Shantae. Fly
My
Shantae.
sister, that's well before her time.
All right,
She's young.
so I know I'm
Yeah, you
showing my
big.
age.
I was
so-
a baby.
Yeah, but Biz Markie was pulling that song. That's why I did
Gotcha.
that. Okay. So you travel out the country how many times a year?
I lived out the country for 4 years.
So
I would travel
to different
back
places.
here during,
Twice a year.
Christmas, summer.
But she was
But
everywhere
most of
else.
the time, I'll travel different places.
And when you came back, you just saw us like,
No, it's been, well, I moved back home, so it's been a hard transition. So that's why I'm just like, let me get on the
Political
flight
answer.
and go.
No,
it's been a hard
not like that.
transition.
So
it's hard because, like, again,
Third down was
everything
rough,
is-
but we hit on it.
No, it's not just different culturally. There's things that I can just push a button on my phone.
The convenience over
and
there.
the convenience. Like, hey, if I want something to eat, these people on motorcycles would come and deliver it.
It's Uber Eats.
But
No, it's Uber Eats on steroids. Like, these are we have Uber Eats, but again, these are motorcycles. People on motorcycles.
Bicycle.
And every restaurant has it. Access to
So
it.
a part of that, like I think we talked about it, and I was saying to her even when she came out, like home is out, like home is gonna be home. So no matter where you go, you always can come back home. Like for the most part, for most people. With her adjustment is for like the last 4 years. It's just kind of like a job. You know, you go to a job, you've been working there, whether you like it or love it. You go through those seasons with that job. When it's time to go, if you don't have any feeling about that job, it didn't mean anything to you anyway. So you got to have some feeling about, okay, when you go to this next place, what do you bring? Like, how do I change what I've done? How do I take what I've learned and put this into where I'm at now in this space of my life and in this season? So it's a matter of just
And not only
change,
that,
yeah.
the parents they treat you different. You know, I
Yeah.
don't get no mugs.
for teacher
For teacher
appreciation.
appreciation.
They giving out
We
Gucci
get our
perfume,
Gucci
purses.
perfumes. Our principals that got Rolex watch.
Right. I'm gonna need y'all to teach y'all people how to gift a little bit better.
Yeah. I give you a gift card
Right.
card with so much money on it to go in the mall.
Yeah, so they do differently. I was like, girl, they need to teach our culture
And
that.
they do give out candy, but when I tell you the candy is so good, they're not just gonna
Yeah.
give you one piece. They're gonna have a whole
That candy
big
tastes amazing.
presentation made,
Yeah.
and you like what? And then they're gonna send the driver to
To do
bring
it.
you some more stuff. Like, hey, my driver is coming. Oh, okay.
No,
Send
she
me-
did. She was over, like, I was talking to her one day. She was like, well, let me go. I got to take this call. And so she calls me back. She's like, oh, the driver bringing me something from one of my students. And it was like this whole letter from this mom just thanking her for being like this amazing teacher. But she did. Like Christmas time, she came home with gifts. Now, they don't celebrate Christmas per se because that's not their culture. But for their teachers and those people that they know are American, they bought her like all these nice gifts. And I was like, oh, girl, you know, Royal teacher only going to get a Bath and Body Works gift ticket for $15, maybe $20.
Hold on. If that.
Right.
I'm sitting
But
there
they're
It'd be
not
like
like
that.
the
that.
driver,
They're not like
really?
that.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But she taught at a private
taught
school
at
the
private
second time.
school
The
the
first
second
year
time.
she said
The
public
first 2
school was
years
funny.
of public school, when I tell you, I have never in life, in life, seen people walk on the table during lunch. I'm like, baby, what you doing? Oh, we do this at home. Okay, but then y'all.
Well, no, it's
keep doing
funny.
it.
One of my best friends, we hung out a few weeks ago. Me, her, and Mike grew up together, and she actually, when her son became 18, started teaching over in China.
Yeah.
And we had lunch like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, Lisa, could you imagine when we were 16 years old that you'd be teaching in China? She goes, never crossed my damn mind. And I'm going through the whole thing about the cultural differences, like the bathrooms or whatever.
Yeah.
And she goes, Reg, she said, if you want to, you could be in an area where it's just Americans. If you want to, like you just grocery store, food, home, just Americans, and you don't interact too much outside of that. And she goes, that makes the transition a lot easier than what you may think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Because my mindset is I go over there and I'm like, can't speak
Yeah.
the language, I don't know
Well,
nothing.
listen, I mean, the guy who was the best
got my
man in my first wedding, he's been teaching over in Thailand for like the last 10, 11 years.
Okay.
He
And
has
he's
no
like,
desire to come back.
Wow. Like, they treat him like a king over there.
He said, "You know how I feel to
they
be
really
looking like
nice.
like is he like what 6'5"?
6'5", 6'6".
He say feel like you walk in there, they think you're an NBA
Every
player.
time I walk this way, he's like, I don't pay for meals.
They be covering everything.
And then also they don't get to see a lot of black and brown people, so they just like, oh, like my neighbor, he drives a Bentley, and he was like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Shantae." "Oh, you look like Ashanti. I'm gonna call you like Ashanti. Can you sing?" I was like,
Ain't
absolutely.
no brother
not."
in America got no chance with you, dog. Like, hey,
But
girl, what's
I
up?
mean,
How you
it
doing?
was
It's
a wonderful
It's not like that.
Ain't no
experience.
brother in chick.
And if the opportunity presents itself again, I would not go back
I was like,
to a
you just
Muslim
got back.
country. I would go somewhere else, try something different.
Hillsborough County ain't got no chance with you. I'm talking about Hillsborough County.
Shit, look, my sister is not like
We're
what you
not
think.
like
She's
that.
not like
No,
that.
I'm not saying she intentionally is. I'm
No,
just saying,
she's not.
I'm
It's-
saying from her life experiences,
Yeah.
Hillsborough County is like,
no,
No,
the
but
thing
maybe that's
is-
something
the
you
thing
can
is-
teach your mate
So
to
what
do.
you trying to say,
be
dog?
willing to
Hillsborough ain't
travel.
represent.
all I'm saying is,
Just have, I'm one of those. I don't have all these high expectations and all that I do, but I don't have a whole list.
you caught that right.
But you need,
caught that right.
but if you want to be,
So
with
it's
me,
not
a
like-
passport. Make sure you have a passport and some
That's
money
not hard.
ready to go. Because I like to go. I like to go.
yeah, Cancun.
No, I mean,
I got a passport for Cancun.
I want to travel. I want.
If you got a
some
passport to
places.
Cancun, you got a passport. Period. Don't play with us.
No, I have a cheap passport.
Yeah,
He has
no,
a-
it,
Yeah, I have a cheap
Lost
passport.
a long ways to go.
Yeah.
limited. I'm gonna need you to upgrade.
No,
again.
you gotta upgrade.
Because that's like saying,
Because
oh,
you know what? A
that's
lot
like
of
you
people
saying I'm
don't
going out of
realize
town and you going to Orlando.
when we come over to America and we've been flying and we get on the plane and they want to give us some peanuts, we like, what peanuts? I want some food.
Wow.
Because they bring you
because
meals.
you've been accustomed to that.
And then when you on those planes, you can have whatever alcoholic beverage you want. If you go to sleep, get up, be like, hey, I want some more wine.
Well, no, in your defense, the passport is a big thing because a lot of the artists that we know locally, they were told, like, hey, look, dude, staying in Tampa is not good. If you want to make money with the
gotta
music you're
travel.
doing, get a passport. Dynasty.
yeah,
Yeah, Dynasty. Go
you gotta
overseas.
do it.
Surge.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
have your passport?
And going back to what you said is you can always come back to
Yeah,
Tampa.
date.
Like, you can always come back to
So
Tampa
tell them
again.
don't be
Tampa's
trying to
going
call you
nowhere.
out. Don't come for you.
I'm not-
Hey,
I ain't got no passport.
I got my passport.
Tell him, Serge, you already said
should.
2022 is
I
Europe.
was supposed to go to Japan.
Okay, so that was on my list, but
I want England. I
I
don't care
want to go.
about Japan. I
No,
want
England. If you go, you have to go to London when they do the
Yeah.
changing of the guards.
Yeah.
That whole thing. But I want to go more places like Africa. Kenya was the best place I've ever.
Then you go like to
been.
Bahrain. You
I
went
went
to
to. I've been to Bali.
Bali.
We could have caught a plane to go to Malaysia, but I was like, isn't that
Really?
plane still
Really?
missing? So
We were just staying in Bangkok.
we went to
and
Bangkok.
We could have
I've
caught a
been
plane
lot
to
of
go to
places.
Malaysia. We didn't catch a plane. We wanted to. We didn't catch one, though.
Barcelona.
And then we go to those places, and we do a lot of
So let's compare.
layovers.
We could have caught a plane to go to Malaysia.
But
We could have jumped in the car and went to St. Pete.
Well, okay,
so
look.
this is why.
Hey, I agree. She ain't got no
Hillsborough
chance.
County ain't got no plan this time,
Like,
bro.
like for example, yes, I just got back, and my friend, she was like, "Hey, I gotta go do some stuff in Dubai." She was like, "Oh, but I caught a flight. You know, I got a good deal." I was like, "Well, how much is it?" She was like, $650. Okay, sign me up. I'm going with you.
That's what's
5
up.
days. There's some things that I didn't get a chance to finish doing. Let me go back and do it.
That's it.
And so,
In the sky.
yes,
Oh, Lord.
dinner.
Should I
Next Sunday, I'm
take
going to
Solomon to dinner
next
in the
Sunday. I'm going to the
sky,
butt
please?
practice with Solomon.
The Bucks practice.
Yeah,
that's
in-
adventurous.
Yeah, that's in Tampa.
We ain't gonna do all that.
Yeah.
That's all you should. You got your passport, $650.
Solomon better not take no days off to go for $650. For 10 days, his baby been out of school and he took off 4 hours. We gonna have a problem.
That passport gets stamped differently when you got kids.
Whatever. Better not be stamped at all if you ain't took no days off.
When you
How
got
about
kids,
that?
that passport gets stamped different.
And
A
that's
little
one
bit
thing
different.
I don't want to stop me. Like when I do settle down and have kids, they gonna have you're gonna see a toddler sitting up with a nice little shirt. Me holding them like this while they take their
I
picture
just
for their
met you,
passport.
and I can guarantee it won't be a guy from Tampa. I can guarantee it won't be. Maybe I'm
Where he gotta
wrong.
be from? He Georgia?
Maybe I'm
Where he
wrong.
gonna be?
I don't care where he's from, but it won't be from
Tallahassee?
Tampa.
Look, Tallahassee is big
It
enough.
won't be from Tampa.
Why not? It doesn't mean that she's
Shannon,
not looking.
you can talk all you want.
There's
It
a
won't
It
be
lot
from
of
doesn't have to
people
be.
Tampa.
That's
here
a lot of people here that
that's
are doing
interested in
things.
traveling and
Yeah.
seeing the world.
They don't.
I got one
Black
destination.
folks traveling out here. Stop
Yeah,
acting like
we do travel.
because you live in
When
Hillsborough
go
County,
to
you
one
ain't doing
destination,
that.
Yeah.
you're gonna want to go to more.
He won't live in Tampa.
Japan as a whole.
Whatever. He'll live in Temple Terrace.
No, he may be from Tampa and live in California. Maybe in Tampa, live in New
But
York.
he's gonna
my
have to be able to
gosh.
think outside of the box.
Okay, so people have this perception of things that go on around the world. Because CNN will fool you and make you
No,
think.
this is NHK. This is from their perspective. So
Yeah.
I'm like,
But when
It's a whole
it's-
side
it's so-
conversation. I
What
don't know
up?
nothing
What
about
up?
what was the question.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, people watch the news, but things that go on in other countries, like, for example, the UAE, period, is one of the safest countries in the world.
Yeah.
Because when you come in
My
here, they
UAE
take a
neighbors
picture of your eyes.
keep me safe.
And there's cameras everywhere, and they know where you're going, when you're coming, everything.
Yeah.
But, and also in other countries, they have gun laws. The only people that carry guns are police and military. Not even the people that's collecting the money. Like, what's the company here that comes to the stores collecting the money? Brinks. They have people over there. They have a billy club, like, literally, and be walking on the back of their shoes.
But he ain't over in Kenya with the Billy Club. I done seen them people chasing people at them Brinks trucks. Stop playing. I seen the videos.
But
no.
But it's an experience. I would
Gotcha.
not trade.
I wouldn't like completely put it off. It's just that you have to know what you're getting into when you go to these different places, because you're playing by a whole new set of rules.
But it's
Well,
a
not
part
only
of
that, Alfie,
experience.
I mean-
like
Tampa over there, you have.
Well, here's the thing. I think that people get caught up in their box, what they're comfortable with,
I agree.
and they don't want to step
Me,
outside of that box in order to experience
that's me,
things.
huh?
I mean, you think of the globe as this big circle, and we all create this little circle called
The world's
our
flat,
world, and we don't want to step outside that little circle, knowing that there's all this other stuff that we've never experienced. Hell, the neighborhood Shannon and I lived in when we first started dating. There are people that have lived on that block since I was knee high to a grasshopper,
before you was
and I've
born
never
and
even
living
left
under the
that
same
block.
tree.
You know, so
Probably ain't even with the same people.
exactly. You know,
Yeah, they've been to St. Pete. They've been to St. Pete. They just
so it's
Greyhound
one of
go
them things,
over
man.
there.
That I think that should be on everybody's bucket list, man. To do something
Gotcha.
that you're just not comfortable with. I mean, have a dream and just say hell with it. You know, what's the only thing stopping me is me,
right.
and go do it.
Oh, I know. That's one thing. Like I said, hopefully get economically better soon, because now you're seeing all these prices and stuff going up, and it's like.
And you have to, when I tell people all the time, I don't use a travel agent because I know when.
But
to
some
look
people
for
need to use a
tickets.
travel agent.
Yeah, some
if you're
people do.
if you're talking about you got to be economically such and such, no, you don't. You just
don't.
have to budget and be able to put that money aside, and a travel agent will allow you to do so to get where you
So
want to
for-
get
so
to.
for
so don't
example,
let that be your limit.
So, for example, you want to go to Japan. Buy your ticket this year. Then next year, you set your when
calendar
you buy
for
your
your-
ticket,
yeah.
you plan
You have
for
to
next
go.
year.
Plan, yeah.
Yeah,
now
but
you
it'll
got
be for
to.
next year.
Ahead.
Yeah,
It can
but
be
that's
for next year. Like, I mean, I've had some great experiences. Amsterdam was a nice trip, a very nice trip.
Gotcha.
Define nice, because there's different levels of nice.
Nice is that I was so high
Exactly.
and couldn't remember. After I seen the Anne, now after we went to the Anne Frank Museum, I can't tell you nothing else. I
That's
just
what's
know
up.
all I
Red light
remember
district
is
over
the
there?
huh.
There's a red light.
Yeah, it's a red light.
We gonna have to continue this
But
conversation.
you said you
off
don't
air.
want to go nowhere but to Japan. Remember that.
right?
It's just stuff I picked up.
But-
from the
All
conversation.
right, we're gonna head into the last break of the day. Yeah, we don't have an hour and a
What
half
other
show.
break? Yeah,
This is the last break of the day.
I'm wrapping.
You
this
have
up.
been vetoed. We will be right back with segment 3 of His, Hers, and Ours. I'm Solomon Davis with the silent Shannon Royal Davis over there. See you in a minute.
Yeah.
I've been really feeling like, oh, it's been a long time. It was early morning, late nights. We was praying for the sunshine. On this whole time, I've been at it. If you on the outside, you won't get it. Can't break me, I won't let it, won't let it. And now I feel like a million. I hope you rockin' with me. Before we was hot like the summer before. to, wanted to. Yeah. All those nights, hoping now we find it. Looking at the sky like thank God that you're with me. You're with me. Running red lights and following the signs. It's been a long ride and I just can't believe. Can't believe we made it. We made it. Celebrated for the one time. No matter where this all goes, I'ma always be in your minds. And I know I always have you, yeah, cause I did what I had to. The moment it was past due, it ain't magic, it ain't. They said I won't come up with the family and cop a couple Grammys. All the things they said that I can't be. Revenge tastes just like candy. And now we eating up in Paris with a view. Ooh, you know I always wanted to. Ooh, you know I always wanted you. Wanted you. All those nights, hoping that we find it. Looking at the sky like thank God that you're with me. You're with me. Running red lights and following the signs. It's been a long ride and I just can't believe. Can't believe we made it. We made it. We made it. Red lights, lucky we survived. Those were the times. I thank God that you with me.
We are back for the final segment of His, Hers, and Ours, a real-life couple holding real-life conversation with real-life friends. I am Solomon Davis, looking to the eyes of an aggravated
Shannon Royal Davis.
with Reginald Gray, Alfie Santana, and Shantae Royal.
Davis up in
Hello,
this bitch.
hello again.
We had just listened to the musical sounds of Her.
Wow, you went back on me, bro. Her.
And so, I mean, I like to have this conversation because, you know, we're in this age right now, these young girls doing their thing in music. Her, SZA, Janae Aiko, Summer Walker, Jasmine Sullivan.
All my crushes.
I mean,
Meg Stallion.
Every single one of them.
no, I can't throw Meg in
Meg
that group
is
with.
doing her
She's
thing.
doing her thing, but not in that group of
He's
people.
talking
you
Mad
know?
about
genre.
R&B,
Oh, my
Neo
bad. I'm
soul.
sorry. Oh, my
You
bad.
know,
Top it in, I think
Okay.
it's probably SZA.
Janae
Cardi
is at
B.
the top of them where?
My list.
Oh, okay. I thought you was
Okay.
like, oh, chart wise.
So,
I
I
was gonna say
mean,
no.
For all of us sitting at this table right now, and even served behind the ones and twos, music is a very big part of our lives. I mean, can we say with this group of young women doing their thing that we're seeing one of the golden ages of music right now?
You could say it, yes.
No.
I agree with Reggie
Why is that?
because like when you think about the music that we like, a lot of us even your kids kind of like, even they're incorporating our old school music, and they're like, which one of them really truly stands out? Like, you can say in each age and era, like you had a Aretha Franklin or a Mary J. Blige or even Pat, like that was like, to me, like with Patti LaBelle, like the LaBelles, like the old school, like you can see like all these different ladies in this different genre. Like they were all Gladys.
Right, but I'm saying, so
they
you
were
mentioned
all in
those
that.
Gladys, Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin. I mean, so you have three women that are always tied together, but I mean, each individual's on their own, but still, when you think about that genre in that particular age, you always group them together.
Right.
I'm not saying out of the
Would I
5 or
group
6 that
these
I
out?
mentioned, you know, they're all going to be grouped together, but the music that they make collectively, I mean, these girls are really doing their thing right now.
I guess.
I think they're making their statement now, and again, it's hard for me to judge because I'm not their audience.
Yeah.
So I could hear it, and I'm like, oh, that's good, and let it slide. Because I'm not 12, 13 years old, and it won't stick with me. Mm-hmm. There's somebody right now having their first kiss of this music.
Yeah.
The first time going to a party with this music. The first time, like, oh my God, he was so hot or she was so hot, and that song was in the background. Mm-hmm. We don't have that experience, so it's going to hit us differently.
Yeah.
So all I can go by is the skill level or the song level. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Now, maybe 20 years from now, when they got their reunion coming in 20 years, oh, you remember when that song
But
came
my
out?
thing is, like how we're looking at verses. Who stands out that you're going to just, I want to see this verses. Like, I'm going to stop what I'm doing. Like, the internet stopped. Like, we stopped what we're doing. Oh, okay, Escape and SWV having a verses. Or, you know, like, for real, like, we literally, like, trying to plan your day around that. When you saw them
But
doing the
that's
Isley
us,
Brothers,
though.
where's that?
That's
But
us thing,
it was, I'm just saying,
But it broke
will
the
you see
internet,
those
though.
kids doing the same
Yes,
thing
you will.
that we're doing?
You will. Because their level of verse is going to be their level of verses. And what's going to happen is, in my personal opinion, is out of all the I don't want to use the word trash. Out of all the fly-by-night songs, there's always one or two artists that actually good.
Yeah.
That make it 20 years.
I get it.
We just don't hear them.
So the reason why I say this, I'm going to put this in this context. When I say that, when I'm saying if our kids are seriously going to sit there and just be listening and jamming and vibing out to these songs, I got a toddler who's 3 years old who can sing September because it was reintroduced to her from a Trolls movie. Mm-hmm. But if I turn on the real September, she still knows those words. Yeah. It still has that same feeling. Like, I just don't know if there are, like, I think her could probably do it.
That's getting
or
older,
someone-
and that's getting older and learning. Like, for example, I
think, hold on, before you go there, Reg, I think the only reason that you may have Mike Dove in the building, I think the only reason that you have that effect going on is because we grew up in an era where when our parents were listening to music, we were accustomed to hearing song after song because it was on vinyl and we heard a whole album.
Yeah.
Now you have somebody who can
EPs.
become famous overnight, like an Ella May, who doesn't even put an album out.
Yeah.
I mean, she
And
had
she's dropping
for
EPs.
3 years. She basically
That
had
was
the
her.
number one single. With
Oh,
"Booed Up."
yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
true.
she had basically the hottest record over 3 years and never put out an album.
And her was putting out like subtle EPs, and you really just realize she even just put out a full album now. Like,
Going back
that's
to what
just
you said
crazy.
about your daughter, you say in a few years, will she be able to, like, appreciate this music? What I'm saying is, as you get older, depending on your ear, for example, Parliament Funkadelic, I thought was trash growing up. I heard it every single freaking damn day growing up.
So with you
Every
saying
damn
that,
day. What
with
up?
you
My
saying that, your
toddler
opinion
say-
on music is not valid anymore.
No,
You know
no,
what?
no. No, hold on. I'm making my point. Me,
Me
5, 6, 7, 8 years old, in the car, driving. I'm
Your
like,
mama made you
oh
sick of
my
them.
God.
My parents were.
But,
They're not.
but,
my parents
but my older cousin Mike was the rebel in the family, turned to the rock station. It was a different ear for me. When I got older, like 16, 17, I started looking back on those old records. I'm 4 or 5 years old. I'm like, oh, that shit was dope.
Yeah.
But I didn't, at the time, I was tired of it. And what I'm saying is, as your daughter gets older, they'll look back at certain records and like, my mom liked this, but I thought it was trash. But your mom, you was right. Your dad, you were right.
Yep.
But it goes by your age, life experience. Because those words,
mean different.
you get older.
But that's what I'm saying. The
Yeah.
songs that are like some of them producing, like, let's be real, Pussy Fairy do I think like come on, like I'm just gonna that's the song.
No, she's right.
But I'm for real. Like, let's be real.
You said that's so cool, like Pussy Fury.
Like for real. Like, let's be honest. You that's just gonna be vibing out, 30 years from now. Not to us.
Shannon, yes. You know why?
It ain't gonna go over the
It
same
won't be
way.
like a Betty right now.
I'll prove you wrong right now.
Go ahead, prove me wrong.
2 Live Crew right now in Florida still jams.
In Florida, that's what you said. Hillsborough County, Florida. Okay, here we go.
I mean, it's
I
just,
want
it's
you
just
to
a
think
fact.
outside of the
So-
box and have the full effect of it, though. Like, it does not have the same appeal. When the people of the
Quite
north heard, they was like, "This is trash." But that's Florida.
No, seriously.
people
Quite,
know-
Songs
North
that I'm
didn't know
saying are
anything,
like the
like-
songs that I'm saying are these ones that were
I got
like
you.
internet. Like
no,
these are
quite possibly
hits.
it could have stand the test of time due to the fact that we're in an
Pussy
era
Fairy
now.
really solid.
No, we're in an era to where people are more open, we're more upfront, we're more blunt.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, just say it. What's the difference between that and how people felt back in the day when Between the Sheets first dropped?
But
Yeah,
the
but
it
okay,
was
so
the
it was
whole
the-
like it was you were you was subtly taking them off. Now they want you to just be blank with like
No, I'm serious.
blunt.
So right now, if you put
compared
something
to
on,
Betty Wright's song "Tonight Is the Night,"
Okay.
that you make
Yeah.
you know
one-
what she was gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the lyrics and the words and the presentation.
So for these
So
kids, it's not
it
the
wasn't
same.
as
So for right now, somebody in their late 20s, early 30s, if they going on a date, having a dude having someone
I
come over
know
to his
you ain't
crib,
gonna
what's on the
sing that
playlist?
song.
You don't think that's on the playlist?
It's
What,
probably
what,
when
wait,
they in the room. Once they
Janae's
get to the
Pussy Fairy.
room.
No.
It's in the room. I'm not saying that it's not. R. Kelly was playing in ours. It wasn't like it was.
No.
This
So is that
Miss- no, I'm kidding.
The point he's trying to make is these young cats, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, they're the age now, like, okay, I can't do what I was doing 4 years ago. I got to change my game plan up. Then they start thinking back to what their parents were playing. They start playing it. Then they start liking it because their life experience changed.
I
because
get
of
you,
it.
and I'm not knocking
So
that.
who
I'm just
mama
saying I just
playing
don't really
Pussy-
see like how you gonna
Who mama
like
playing
you know how
Pussy
people
Fairy?
are
Pussy
still
Fairy.
like how they go back and these young kids reinvent our music like how let's use Biz Markie. Oh baby,
Yeah.
how you had Mario come out with that 15 20 years later like I just don't know about these like right now where they are. I don't see it, but they're gonna evolve. They are good writers. They are and they're finding themselves. Like for me, her probably kind of stand around because she is all like she encompasses the music. She understands the sound of the music and that kind of thing. But she's a monotone and she's gonna sing you like I only want to hear her when I'm going to bed.
Kind of like Michael Janet Jackson.
I only want to hear her when I'm going to bed. Yeah. Right. I don't think that they'll get the same appreciation, kind of like how when Prince first came out, a lot of kids I couldn't appreciate him back then until I actually saw Purple Rain in its full effect. I was like, okay, I like this movie. He gonna dance right here? Yeah, I be acting like a whole idiot when I see it now. Anyway,
Oh, you know what?
but I just think that they didn't appreciate it then. Now they do.
Oh, terrible. Prince on the Batman movie, Bat Dance. Oh my God, that's terrible.
Best song ever.
But I'm just saying I don't know where they are.
A very good point is I'm older than you, and so I know Prince's earlier music, and I kind of like pushed it away until Purple Rain.
Yeah.
I'm 15 when Purple Rain 14 comes out. I went back to my older cousin's music.
Right.
I was
Yeah,
in
right.
the
I
diapers.
was a little kid.
I was
Yeah.
in diapers.
No, but Shan, the funny
Yo.
part is though, I knew his music before that and didn't appreciate it. When Purple Rain came out at my cousin's house,
He was like, oh,
Different.
this is it.
and so I see your
It
cousin.
hit different.
Remember that old record you told me to listen to 5 years ago? I listened to. He goes, "Yeah, I figure you'll be back now."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. A lot of us.
But I don't even know if like some of the music that they're coming out right now like will be used for like those samples because they've sampled the old so much that
We did the same thing.
But I'm just not we per se. I'm just saying like you'll have those few that jumped out there when we're talking about this collective of women. I don't know whose song out there that I would just sit there and say, okay, like what are like you're gonna sample this later. You got them sampling when you heard what's the song? Gosh, the little boy
Is it
was
Hot City Girl? What's it, Hot City Girl? The one that goes Hot Girl Summer. Who's that?
yeah, City Girls. Was it
City
Hot
Girl.
Girl
City Girl.
Summer?
And they're from Miami, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, they sound like a female rap group from the 80s. from Miami. They
They sound like JJ Fad because they rap like JJ Fad. It just does.
I agree.
But my
I
thing
agree.
is like, kids are gravitating to him because of the hooks of it. But I'd be like, this right here. Yeah, time for the turculate. I was like, this right here. This is what you came up
time
with.
for the turculate.
Yeah, but like,
It's time for the turculate.
Like,
Who
it
wouldn't
is
be
what it is.
twerking?
It's just kind of one of those things.
Twerking going. I don't know.
Twerk is never dying. Let it go.
It's stripping. That's
Yeah.
stripping, but it is what it is. I ain't mad at it.
And that's a whole
Get your
different
money.
conversation
You
next
said-
week on your show. We're talking about how
Next
black.
week on-
No, we're going to talk about black culture that's considered ghetto, then all of a sudden becomes mainstream. Because trust me, twerking in 85, 86 was happening when y'all were 5, 6 years old.
No, when Luke was doing it.
Yeah.
Look at the whole thing. Like
No.
my grown daddy, I could clearly
Fast
see him
forward
with this
10
poster,
years.
and I'm like, Daddy, why is
Fast forward 10 years, early 90s, at Freaknik is there. All of a sudden, the white people get it. All of a sudden, it's mainstream now. But before that, it was all considered ghetto.
Reggie, I'm gonna stop you there. We're not gonna talk about next week's topic. We got it.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna. That's what
My bad.
you gave it to us. I appreciate it, and I'm gonna hold on to it.
Wow.
I got you.
How old are you?
I appreciate
Ain't nothing I
that.
can say about that one, dog.
I appreciate that one.
How old are you?
Younger than you.
How much you weigh?
What's your dress size?
Man, I'm done. I'm done.
Why do you deserve a high value man
You're not
like
gonna
Solomon?
You're not gonna.
Solomon's a high value man. So,
Is
so
he?
why do you deserve a high value
Says
man?
Who gave him that title?
Where's your Team Solomon
Who
shirt
gave
at?
him that title?
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. When
You will
have
not
to-
interrupt me.
Who gave him
You
that
will not
title?
interrupt me.
Like I
You know my
said.
credentials. My credentials
Whatever.
speak for themselves.
Your credit is not valid,
Wait,
sir.
you know what?
They know me in these streets.
You know what?
Whatever. What street?
These streets.
On Louisiana.
Hillsboro.
You will delete it right now. You will delete it right now.
Right. Bye. Gladly.
No, but this has been another great episode of His, Hers, and Ours. We want to thank our guests, Mr. Reginald Gray, Miss Shantae Royal, and joining us once again, Alfie Santana.
Absolutely, I think.
Episode
Have
15
fun.
was very nice, very nice. We appreciate everybody joining in. Anything you want to close out with?
Next time, be on time.
I set the time.
Whatever. No, but I do thank them all for joining joining in on the conversation. I thank everybody for viewing and listening and sharing our show. I really appreciate all the feedback. We do take it to heart, so we're greatly appreciative. So thanks for joining us each week that we're on. Grateful for it.
And really quick, I opened the show with my shout-outs to Allison Felix and what she's doing over in for the Olympians over in Tokyo. I also want to shout out 2 other black females who haven't gotten any credit recently but are doing major things. We always talk about African-American ownership in the major sports leagues. Dr. Valerie Daniels Carter, nobody really knows that name, but she is a co-owner of the Milwaukee Bucks, who are currently in the NBA Finals. So
Right.
I want to give a shout-out to
Shout out
an
to her.
African-American woman as a co-owner of an NBA team, and she's also on the board of directors for the Green Bay Packers as well. So,
That's what's up.
I mean,
Dope.
self-made, went to an HBCU.
But
Yes.
to be on the thing with the Packers, I'm proud of her because, that's the only team in the NFL don't have a
Because of
real
her
owner.
Exactly. And then also I want to give a shout-out to Gwen Berry, who is a U.S. Olympian. Gwen Berry is known for protesting the national anthem at the last United States Olympic trials. And she recently in this Olympic trials as a hammer thrower finished bronze in the qualification, so she will be going to Tokyo. But because of the protesting of the anthem, it was brought to light that at the trials they only played the national anthem once. And so in her final day, they didn't play the national anthem at all until she took the podium.
No, don't do that. I'm not going to let you report on that story incorrectly. No,
go
it
ahead.
was supposed to be. It played once a day at 5:30. It's played late. It played late. But they could talk that on cover too. But I'm not gonna let you do that because I sat up there and I tried to side with the woman. Like I understand she's protesting it or whatever, and she had her shirt over. It says athlete, sports athlete who protests or whatever. Protest activist, a
Athletic activist.
Yeah, whatever it was. But it didn't happen. Like it wasn't intentional. I don't think because she was going up there. It just happened that the hammer throws finished and the thing went later than maybe 2 minutes later than it was supposed to be. So that's what happened.
Had it gone later any other day?
Nah, but it's just like
Had it gone later any other day?
It's just like Florida. 1 minute it's sunny, and in 2 minutes it's storming. But it is what it is. All I'm saying.
The
So
computer
I'm not gonna
tapes.
be doing that. See, that's that nerd talk. But anyway, That's going to be it.
30 different holes with one bullet.
Yeah, they'll talk about that on cover too. They'll keep that sci-fi crap over there. Anywho, that completes
So we
our
landed
show.
on the moon, huh?
That completes our show today. I am Shannon Royal Davis with my co-host.
Who's always right, Solomon Davis. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Solomon Davis